Nothing. I just closed the app and then got back to it, and now it's working.
Yeah, that's how playback is, man. It's a new app, and when we first started moving here, it took a while for us to get the hang of the app. But we're finally here again, Felix. This is a live stream, so you can check the chat here on the right side. We're also gonna upload this on YouTube, on my channel, where they could watch the replay and everything.
Mhm.
Anyway, what's up, bro? How you been? Did you just come from practice?
I got back a couple hours ago, but I've been good. I've been good. Just preparing for this tournament in Davao, and yeah, it's been good. How are you?
I'm good, man, and I'm just collating actually the questions that the guys have here on the right side. I We will get to that one. I have some questions for you, but these guys here have some really good questions, like which you can answer later. Like, are you Gilas eligible? Are you How's the adjustment like playing with Ross and everything? But we're gonna get there. But first, what I want to know, Felix, is that playing in Sweden, bro. Like, that's where you started and everything. Why basketball? Why basketball out of every sport there? It's not the number one sport, right? But why? Why that?
Yeah, no, basketball is a very small sport in Sweden. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
we're a big football and ice hockey, but it was in kindergarten. So
Kindergarten.
my one of my teachers was he was playing basketball, and he brought us out one day, and he could spin a ball on his finger. He can dunk the ball, and I just thought it was so cool, and I wanted to do it as well. So I just started after that, and I fell in love right away with it.
How about with soccer though? Like Ibrahim, there's like a fan here like with a username Ibrahimovic. Do you like soccer as well? Do you watch? Do you follow football or just strictly basketball?
No, I watched it. I mean, I'm a big fan of it. Obviously, our national team, and it's a big sport. So all my friends used to play as well, and yeah, no, I follow it. And Ibra, of course, is a legend back home.
All right, so that answers one of the guys' questions here regarding if you know Ibrahimovic and everything. And since we're with the topic with regarding to Sweden, are you Gilas eligible, Felix? What I know from what I've seen, you played for the Swedish national team, right? But I think the junior squad of Sweden, or what's the real story with that one?
Yeah, so I played for the junior national teams from U15, U16, U18, and U20 in Sweden. But yeah, I think I am eligible, but I didn't get my passport before I was
Oh,
16, so I got
oh
it
man, okay.
late. So I don't think I'll be counted as naturalized according to FIBA.
All right. Well, you'll never know if you could be considered as a local.
Yeah,
Anything can happen.
yeah, yeah, hopefully.
So Felix from Sweden, how was the journey like to play in the NCAA? You played 3 years there, but how did it start like from Sweden to moving to the US?
So it started as in high school. I was recruited to play at one of the best in Montverde Academy, and I played there for
Oh,
1 year.
Montford.
Yeah,
Okay.
Montverde. So I
That
played.
Montford.
So yeah, so that was the first time. That was my first exposure to the U.S. I wanted to. I was thinking about playing in Europe in like an academy, but then Montverde came with an offer, and I just thought that I would regret it if I didn't. But that was my first exposure to it, to getting recruited, and I only spent a year there. Then went back to Sweden, graduated. But just by playing with the national teams, I got a lot of exposure, and that's how I got recruited to go to NCAA eventually. Yeah.
And then from there, playing with Montford, how was that like? Like from somebody from Sweden, then to getting to a like what do you call it, would you say they are the most popular high school team, the popular team in the US, right? Especially
Yeah.
with so much names, so much NBA players that came from that program. Was there like any memorable experience for you when you played with Montford in your 1 year there?
For sure, this comes like you said, coming from Sweden, it was different. The players and the size,
Mm.
athleticism. But I think the most memorable time was when we played in a tournament called City of Palms. We played against
City.
Lonzo, all the Ball brothers. So
Oh, the ball, bro.
Lonzo,
Okay.
Leangelo, and Lamelo. Lamelo was very small at the time, but that was a very memorable game, and we lost. So that was tough. That was I think, one of our two losses that whole year. So it was tough.
Also, would you say it was a close game? It was because it was Montford.
Yeah, of course.
So did you guard Lonzo, Jello, any of that like what during that game?
No, I didn't. I did not play too much in that game. I think I was in for a couple of sessions, and I got to guard
Mm-hmm.
Lamelo. He was as a guard, but he was very young at the. I think he was only like 13 at the time, so he wasn't the LaMelo you see today. But Lonzo was he was very good at the time. Yeah.
Gotcha. And then when you got to the NCAA, when it comes to choosing your school, what made you choose your first one to move to the before moving to the second? What was like the thing going through your head? Like, is it mostly about playing time, or was it a big factor when it comes to like you want this coach to coach you? What was the main reason for you?
I think it was a combination of everything you mentioned. I think the team that recruited me was Fairfield University. They were they recruited me early in during the winter time when I was in Sweden, and they were preaching international playing style. They had coaches who had played in Europe and in other countries, and they were big fans of that type of basketball. So they could see me fit in very well, and that was a big thing for me. And then I went on a visit, talked to the coaches, met the team, and they also had a Swedish player on the team already that
Okay.
could that could vouch for them. So that was a big part, big deal for me, and yeah, felt like a good fit.
Who was that Swedish player?
His name is Kevin Sengor. That's his name. Yeah,
Kevin Sinclair. Where is
yeah.
he playing now? Is he playing like in the EuroLeague?
He's playing in Sweden, like the top league in Sweden right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Dang. So you got some connections in NCAA. That's why like he could definitely vouch for you.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
We got Johan here asking, "Are you from Stockholm? Which part of Sweden are you from?"
Yeah, Stockholm, Sweden. That's where I'm from. Born and raised.
Hey,
Yeah.
and some questions here. Yeah, we can put it for later. Don't worry, guys. We got some. I've seen your questions here. We can put it in the end for the Q&A with Felix. And Felix, now that in the 3 year stay in the NCAA, what was like the most memorable game for you?
Uh, there's been plenty of games where we played against
Mm.
the top schools and everything, but I think when I had my career high, it was versus UNLV, so University of Las Vegas, and we played in the Thomas and Mack Center, which is where they play the summer league, and we lost the game. Unfortunately, it was my junior year, but I had a great game. I hit 7 threes. I think I had 23 points, and that kind of like it was a good team as well. UNLV, they're very respected. So
Hmm.
I think after that game, I'd had a couple of good games before that as well. But after that game, I really felt like I could be very good at the Division 1 level as well.
Was it the moment that you told yourself maybe I could play pro? Was it during your junior year, or was it even earlier in your career?
I think earlier in my career, I always thought that I could, but then during that span at Omaha, when I was performing well versus good schools and future pros everywhere, that's when I really thought that I could really make this happen. Yeah.
And Felix, we got a question here from Joe Lu. Notable players you competed with in the NCAA.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of them. I would say my first game actually was against Purdue, which
Hmm.
is a very great school, and we played against their guard. They had the guard Carson Edwards. He was there then, and he was
Oh, Carson Edwards. Okay.
yeah. So the small guard, stocky, and that was my first uh, my first matchup in the NCAA. So it was very tough at Purdue gym. And but yeah, it's been a bunch of players. Carson Edwards. We have which, if I think about it, UNLV had a bunch of players. Jordan McCabe. He's pretty famous. Uh, there's a bunch of them. It's hard to think of them right now, but yeah, I can
You
if I
didn't
come.
reach Zach Eady, right? You didn't reach Zach Eady.
No, actually we played Purdue, my Omaha, so we played
Oh,
Zach
okay.
and
Oh,
Jaden
he was
Ivey.
already there.
Yeah, so my
Even
third
Jaden Ivey. Ooh.
yeah my third year. Yeah,
Was he like a? So how was that like facing Jaden Ivey? Was he the same player you see now with Detroit back then? Like you already see like the potential.
yeah, you could definitely see the potential. Like he was dominant at that level, and playing him and Zach Eady, it was having that guy on the inside, and then Jaden Ivey guarding you on the perimeter. It was a tough matchup to play against. Yeah.
Now, Felix, since we're talking about your game, could you describe to us what are your strengths as a player first, and then we can talk about the weaknesses later. But as the strength, what are you like as a point guard?
As a point guard, I would say I'm a. What's
There,
up?
that was a power outage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It
No
just
worries.
that die. Okay, so I think my last question was this, asking you how your game is like. You said you were a playmaker, and then that's where it ended.
Yeah. No, I would say a playmaker, combo guard that could play both, one and the two. Creating for others is a great strength of mine, and shooting as well. And then just very, quick, aggressive, that creates opportunities.
So do you mostly like to operate in the perimeter, or you're more of a slasher, or would you say you're more of an all around player when it comes to like, if we're trying to see what kind of offensive player that you are?
I would say more of a perimeter player I've been, and
Mm-hmm.
then beginning of my career when I was younger, I was more of a slasher, I would say. But then I like being being 6 foot 6'1" in Europe. You're kind of short, so I would have to move out a little bit to the perimeter. But I can do both, I would say. Yeah,
We got a question here. What is your official height, Felix? So I got like
six.
five questions.
Sorry, 6'1".
6 foot one. There you go. The 6 foot 1 for Felix's official height. Okay, we're gonna get there. Oh, this is a good question. Icy Veins asked Felix, who do you idolize in the PBA, or maybe a Filipino player? Because in the PBA, or yeah, or just a Filipino in general.
I remember watching a lot of Terrence Romeo when I was younger.
Terrence Romeo.
Uh,
Okay.
I thought it was I don't know. It was really really cool, like a guard that could really move. He looked really confident on the court, and yeah, he was one of those players.
All right, so it's Terrence Romeo, and then you're gonna face him when you guys go up against SMB. So it's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, Felix, when did you start becoming aware of playing basketball in the Philippines?
It was always, my mom told me that basketball is super big in the Philippines, and everyone always kind of like hinted at me like, oh, you should try to play there someday. You should try it, and I was always open to it. And then once the
Mhm.
opportunity came this year, I just took it. I wanted to. Yeah.
Did you ever get any offers to play collegiate ball in the Philippines?
Yeah, it was a couple schools,
Oh,
a couple
okay.
coaches, and but I had to be honest, I didn't have too much knowledge about the college game here. I only
Yeah.
knew about NCAA and the U.S. because that's what we were taught. But then yeah, I had a couple schools.
You want to share what schools they are? I mean, you're already in the pros, so I think we can share those information.
It was I think the most notable one was FEU. Yeah,
FEU.
yeah,
Okay. This was back in 2017, 2018.
yeah. It was pretty far back. Yeah.
FEU. Do you remember which coach reached out to you from FEU, or was it like just somebody from the team?
It was coaches, but I don't really remember because that was the time I was getting recruited NCAA schools. I don't remember the name, but I remember it was like pretty official, like they wanted me. Yeah.
FEU. So it's just FEU. Are there any other schools that reached out?
I think that's the one. That's the one I remember. There was one school. I think the head coach there is a PBA coach now. I think,
Yeah,
Perpetual, maybe they're called. Yeah.
Perpetual. Oh, Perpetual. And then their coach right now is he's the one that contacted you? You mean?
No, the coach was a PBA coach. I mean, the coach is a PBA coach now. I'm pretty sure.
Olsen Racela,
Okay,
Coach
might.
Olsen. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Like just like to know that you were actually recruited back for the UAP, but of course the NCAA was the dream back then. But now you're here in the PBA, so that's nice to see you here. And when did you officially decide that I'm going to play in the PBA? From this point on, was it like January? Was it last year?
It was so when I got back from college in the States, that was last summer,
Hmm.
and so last June, and so my plan, I could either go back to the U.S. and use my extra year to play, or I could play pro. And I was like, okay, well, do I want to do I want to play pro? Do I want to play in Europe? Do I want to do anything? But that's when I really like talked to people, and I was like, why not try out the Philippines? But I didn't have the passport yet, so I was working on getting that. I was trying to get it, but couldn't get it in time before
Yeah.
last year's draft. So during this whole year, I was just thinking, I got to get the passport. I got to enter the draft. Yeah.
Oh, so you were actually planning to join the draft last year.
Yeah, that was my original plan.
Ah. And then when did you get your passport?
I got it this year in February. Yeah, February this year.
Oh yeah, you had a lot of time. If you got it February, I mean the last day of submission for I think the application was it June 30 or something? It was like the last week of June, right? Or was it like
I
first
think
week
I
of
think
July?
I think even like beginning of July. So it was. I had a lot of time. Yeah.
Nice. All right. And at least actually now that we're here talk about the draft, um let's before we talk about the draft, like what were the teams that you were invited for a workout aside from Rain or Shine? I think I saw you with NLEX. You were there in the NLEX.
I was there. Yeah. So
Okay, there you go.
do you want like the teams that invited me or the teams that I went to like for to
That
practice?
you worked out for. That you
Okay,
worked
that
out
I went.
for.
So we started out at NLEX. That was the first workout. Tuesday it was Magnolia, and then Combine, and then it was Rain or Shine and San Miguel.
Ooh, San Miguel. How was that like? How was your workout with? How would you describe your workouts with SMB and Lex?
NLEX was it was interesting. We got there. There was I didn't know if it was like going to be a private workout or it was
Okay.
a lot of people. But then we were 10 draftees there, and we learned their system pretty quickly. And then we played a little bit, a couple games. But it was fun. It was my first experience, first
Mm-hmm.
practice in the Philippines. And then with San Miguel, it was only I went there straight after Rain or Shine workout.
Oh,
'Cause-
okay.
and so it was just me, and it was just like a shooting thing. So I was just shooting and working out. They were just watching me. So it was cool. It was a cool experience overall doing all of those workouts.
Was it like a private workout with San Miguel, or was it like the same thing as NLEX? Were there a lot of guys that they invited, and then you play like a scrimmage or something?
There were a lot of guys there, but they were there before me because I was working out with Rain or Shine, and we I had told them that, and they said, "Oh, you can come after. We just want to see you, like talk to you and stuff." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure." So they had just gotten done when I got there after my work.
Nice. And leading to the draft, did you have any inclination that you could be picked in the first round? Did any teams send any fillers like Felix, if you're available at this number, we're gonna get you, or no, you were completely blindsided?
It was There were interests I think from different teams. Actually, after the San Miguel one, I was pretty sure they were gonna take me at 12. So I
At
was
12, yeah.
so that was the earliest I expected to go. And after I worked out with it, it was a good practice with Rain or Shine, my initial one. But most of the teams they just say good luck. We have our eyes on you, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, so I thought I was going to go at 12, but they took me at 8. So and I'm happy. I'm happy they did. Yeah.
Rain or Shine was quiet with regards. You would say that Rain or Shine was quiet with regards to that they're gonna pick you or not. They were just mum about it.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
And but I forgot to congratulate you. 3-year contract. How was that like? How were the practices now with coaching? Did you have any uh like did anybody tell you like this is the kind of coaches coaching is, or you came in just like an open book and see whoa what you're going to observe in practice? How was that like?
I was like you said, like an open book at first, but
Mhm.
even after the draft, we worked out right away on Monday. He sat us all down, all the draftees after practice, and kind of told us about his philosophy and how he is as a coach. So we knew what to expect.
Mhm.
But I feel like the practice has been really good. Adjusting has been a thing in the beginning because of different game out here, different physicality and everything. But as the days have been going by, it's been going really good, and the team is very welcoming. They're taking me in with open arms, and they want me to get up to speed with everything and just get to know the system. And I think it's been a really good process.
Would you say the adjustment to the rain or shine system's hard, or do you think it's flowing in naturally?
Not flowing naturally. That was really,
Mm.
really good for me because I felt it during the workout as well. The way they play, the way it's set up the system with a lot of ball movement, and it's
Yeah.
playing very fast. It's perfect for me. I'm a player who likes to play fast, likes to get up the floor. So it was good, very good.
So we got some questions here, Felix, about did you already? So they're saying if you already got binyag, meaning did you get your welcome to the PBA moment already with your own team? Did you have any of those yet, or none as of the moment?
None at the moment. I would say none PBA. No, not like that. I know what they're talking about, and
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
had those moments before in college, and but I haven't had it. Not yet. No.
Who's your favorite teammate? Asked Ball is live so far, or the closest teammate you've been with? Oh, there you go. All right,
So,
there you go. You're back.
yeah.
All right, there you go.
My favorite teammate.
Yes, or closest teammate as of now.
Hmm. I think all the guys are very 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 friendly, but Sean Ildefonso is a guy that he took me because his girlfriend actually went to Montverde as well when I was there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I got to know
CC.
her by yeah, exactly. So I got to know her by then, and she had told him to be nice to me, welcome me a little bit at the workout, and then after that he's been very nice, very kind, brought me in, like kind of helped me with everything, and then Francis, the other rookie, we're in the same boat as rookies, so we've been very it's very very cool as well. I think all the guys have been very welcoming.
Shout out to Darwish Bederi though. Some guys are saying here about Darwish Bederi. I think
Oh,
he was with you in the
I,
workouts, man.
yeah, I forgot Darvish. Yeah, of course, Darvish. He was drafted. I wish we could have kept him. I wish he was there, but
Mm.
I rode with him to practice. He drove me back. I was living pretty far away, so we were riding together. And yeah, shout out to Darvish.
Yeah, shout out to Darwish. I hope he finds a team that takes him in. I mean, this is still a 6'5" guy. And Felix, with everything right now, how are you adjusting to life in the Philippines? Is it what you expected it to be, or is it a bit harder considering that your family's back here, back in Sweden, or are they planning to move here? What's the plan with your family or anything? Or are you going to continue to stay alone here in the Philippines for now?
For now, it'll be me because they got responsibilities back home and work stuff like that. But so for now, but they'll come visit. They'll come visit for sure I think during this season already. But I think yeah, adjusting like you said it's been good. I didn't really realize that everything was moving pretty quickly with the draft and the
Mm-hmm.
workouts, and so I didn't realize it until after the draft. I was like, oh wow, I've only been in the Philippines for about 12 days, 13 days, and all of this has happened already. So it's been moving quick, but a good adjustment for sure.
Have you been to like any restaurants already here in the Philippines? Any like what do you call this? Like a favorite restaurant or meal that you have had while in this country?
I've had a lot of different stuff.
Okay.
Restaurants have been taken around, but I think like Japanese food. I really enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I love the Filipino food. I've had it since I was young. My mom always cooked it, but yeah, I wouldn't say any favorite one yet. So if you have any recommendations, you could definitely tell me.
Yeah, I have some recommendations. What kind of cuisines are you looking for? Mostly Japanese, is that your favorite, or you want to try some Filipino cuisine?
Filipino cuisine. Yeah.
Filipino. Have you been to Manam?
No.
So here, let me type it, Manam, and I'm gonna send it on Instagram as well. 225 Bistros actually good as well. Crazy. Best food is in Sogo. That's a motel. Don't mind this guy right here. But Manam's a good one. What other Filipino restaurants? But yeah, I'm gonna send you a list what you can try. Japanese food. I got a lot as well. But
Okay.
again, Felix, appreciate you. Thank you so much for hopping on the podcast. Hope to have you by that. Actually, wait. Before we end this, what are your thoughts about the 4 point line? About the PBA. What was your initial reaction to it? Do you want to be the first guy to hoist up a 4 point play, or it depends with coaching?
We were talking about it today. amongst the guys, and we thought
Yeah.
it's kind of funny, being the first league, being doing it. But I think it could be,
Hmm.
it could be cool. We actually practice, like when we were working out before practice, we were shooting a couple 4 pointers just to see how it feels, and it'll be an adjustment for sure. Having that line there, but I think it could be good for viewership as well. Fans, I think they want to see a 4 pointer at some point. So yeah, hopefully I can make one during this season, and if I'm allowed to shoot one as well. Yeah.
You're, what would it take for you to? What would it take for the 4 point shot to be your first shot in the PBA or not? It depends. It depends what Coach Cheng
Yeah, it
will
depends.
run for you guys.
I don't want to shoot a 4 pointer in my first shot and then not play ever again. So yeah.
Well, Felix, thank you so much again, bro. Thanks for actually being game just by just messaging you on Instagram. I'm gonna upload this on YouTube. I'm gonna send you the link when it's done, and hope to have you in the middle of the season when everything. If you're free, if you're allowed, why not, right? Like I wanna ask your thoughts on how it was, on how it is, and actually being a rookie during the during this season. We're in the 4 point line. This is the first time as well, so I want to see how it's going to be, especially from your perspective as a rookie.
Yeah, yeah. Thank
And
you.
thank you so much, Felix. And guys, thank you so much for the questions here. We're gonna upload this, and thanks again. See you next time.
All right.